Welcome to my channel, FS Tech Lab. In today's video we will understand what happens when a domain controller in an Active Directory environment fails. Let's begin and understand our existing setup. We have domain named fstechlab.local with a primary domain controller and a secondary domain controller. A domain joined Windows client, all connected via LAN, and a domain user. Here we have the Windows client which is domain joined and logged in with user named user1. We will now ping the domain and verify that it is reachable and on which server. We can see that the ping response is coming from the primary domain controller. Now let's check the domain share folders. And we can see that the net logon and sysvol folders are accessible from the domain controller. The user will now log off from the desktop. Do not perform the steps in this video in your production environment. We will now go to the primary domain controller and disable the LAN on the domain controller. Let's go back to our Windows client and try log on with the user1. The logon process may take some time in some cases as the client will try reaching the primary domain controller and then the secondary domain controller as per the DNS settings on the client system. Once connected to secondary domain controller, the logon will begin. As you can see that the user is now logged on. Let's validate the logon server. Go to run and type the command %logon server % and click OK. Windows Explorer will open and will display the name of the secondary domain controller. You can also see the background info on the desktop showing that the logon server is the secondary domain controller. This confirms that domain authentication and logon will be functional if any one of the domain controller fails. Let's log off again. Now let's disable the LAN on the secondary domain controller. Let's go back to our Windows client and try log on with the user1. The logon process will definitely take long time as the client will try reaching both the domain controllers, that first primary and then the secondary domain controller. As both the domain controllers are offline, the logon server won't be available. Ultimately, the user will be logged on using the cached credentials saved on the system. User will be logged on, but the network resources will not be authenticated as both the domain controller are offline. This can be verified by trying to reach the network folders. Error is shown with destination not reachable. Now try pinging the domain. Error will be shown to even resolve the domain name, as both DNS servers that are hosted on domain controller are offline. That's it for today. Let's meet in my next video. Thank you for watching. Do like, subscribe and press the bell icon for latest videos.